And of course, when they did decide to build that mosque then, so it was built around about 705 to 715, so the very early 8th century. Of course, at that time, the top builders were Christians because, they were used to the local building materials, the local limestone. And so Christian builders were brought, probably with some Muslims as well, to create this new mosque. So when the Umayyads were kicked out of Syria, and the one Umayyad prince who survived, Abdurrahman, makes his way across North Africa and sets up Umayyad Spain. So if you like, it's Syria in Spain is what they set up then in the 8th century. They take all of that with them into Spain, and they are so much more advanced than the European culture there. They're 2 centuries ahead in it. I mean, and again, you can see that in the buildings. Yes. So the Cordoba Mezquita, the main mosque of Cordoba. So Cordoba is the equivalent of Damascus, but in Spain. Yes. The Cordoba Mezquita is the equivalent of the Damascus Umayyad Mosque. It's modeled on it directly. And with each extension, all of the top innovations from the Muslim world, the understanding of geometry, of algebra, we're talking the peak Islamic civilization in the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. This is the time when the Muslim civilization in Baghdad was, as I said, 2 centuries ahead of anything that was going on in Europe. And they brought all of that into the Cordoba Mezquita, into this very sophisticated civilization there in Spain. And the dome in front of the mihrab in the Cordoba Mezquita has got very early 10th century ribbed vaulting. This is how you hold up a dome made of stone, not of wood. So you need to be able to distribute the weight correctly. It's very, very advanced level of geometry you need for that, which did not exist in Europe at that time. Yeah. So the Muslims were in Spain for nearly 800 years. Yes. It's a very long time. Yeah. But during the gradual Christian reconquest of Spain, the Reconquista as they call it, of course new Christian masters are coming in, and the Islamic civilization is on the decline and the Christian civilization is on the way up. But those Christian new rulers, the new bishops, the new abbots, they want the best in their churches and monasteries, and so the best are the Muslims. Back in Syria, when the Muslims first took over, they went to the Christians, who were the top elite people. But the role was reversed. And there's a reluctance to recognize that in Europe, that